This could hardly have been coincidence. The day after the new attack on the Kerch Bridge that links the Russian mainland with Crimea, the day after the end of the Black Sea grain initiative, Russians attack Odessa, the southern port city in Ukraine, opening out to the Black Sea. And Odessa, of course, has been the port from which the grains have been exported out to the world under that initiative. We know that a number of attacks were carried out. According to the Ukrainians, 25 drones were used in the attack, and following that, which they said was intended to soften up air defense, there were 6 missile attacks on Odessa. People on the ground reported hearing a number of very, very loud explosions. The Ukrainians claimed that no serious damage was done, but further verification of that certainly is needed from the ground. This is now the first sign, and perhaps and very likely, almost certainly you would say not the only sign, that the Russians are planning to hit back hard over this second attack on Kerch Bridge. Putin has said so. He said that the defense services in Russia are planning their retaliation. This then is intended to drive home the point that not only will Russia hurt Ukraine economically, which it has done, and hugely through the ending of the Black Sea grain initiative, because that will of course hurt people around the world who need the food that has been coming from this source. Ukraine has been a huge supplier of grain to the world. It will hurt Ukrainian farmers, it will hurt Ukrainian economy. This certainly is intended to throttle the economy and the agricultural output of Ukraine. It's certainly also intended to hit Odessa and its port facilities, driving home the message that Odessa and Ukraine will not be allowed to be used so far as Russia can help it, and so far as Russia plans it to become a gateway to the rest of the world for bringing income into Ukraine. This clearly marks now an escalation. The war is opening up on new fronts. Odessa has not been very much attacked in the past. There have been instances, but not that many. Now Odessa is being picked as a target. Also, the economy of Ukraine is being picked as a target by Russia in new ways, and Ukraine certainly is planning to hit back. It has to retaliate in the face of all these new Russian attacks. So this certainly marks an escalation in the war, and we see no end in sight. What we do see is that this is being stepped up, and the intensity and the area that it covers is being expanded all the time.
There was first a symbolic aspect, which is that of saying the city belongs to the World Heritage. It concerns us all, and we are all looking at it. We all see it, and we recognize its history and its contribution to the heritage. That's already an important symbolic aspect. And there is also a whole legal issue of protection, because there are World Heritage Conventions. 194 states are members of this convention, and there is an obligation for all the states that are members not to bring deliberate destruction to this heritage.
It's a great historic day, but not only for Ukraine, for multinational city of Odessa, but also for the devoting principles of UNESCO of protecting World Heritage sites, which is under the danger. And definitely Odessa is under the danger due to Russian full-scale invasion. Frankly speaking, 2 days I was trying to keep myself in the hands while I was listening a representative of one particular country who was opposed to this particular matter. And this is obvious why. Because they are killing our citizens, they are damaging our cultural heritage sites, homes, and they want to continue to do this. And I very much hope that the umbrella of UNESCO, Blue Sheet, can protect at least Odessa skies and Odessa itself under the barbaric attacks of Russians during this war.